Okay, so I know I've been promising it for a long time and I just haven't done it, but we are going to do the Kakashi Wig Styling today. And the method I use applies for most things. If you're doing a really, really big style, sometimes you have to do, you have to have a second hair extension and glue it around. You don't need that with this one. So the way I start is it's been washed and dried and then just real gently brushed out. And I use a wide tooth comb. I actually like one that's a little bit wider than that, but that's what I have today. So what we do is, because of course you wear this one with a headband, and you have to decide how you're going to wear it. If you're going to wear it with the eye covered, in the case of this character, then you need to cock it with the eye covered so that you know. In my case, because I use the contacts, I just do it across my forehead. So I kind of line it up so I can see what it's going to look like as far as where it's going to separate and all. And you kind of just have to real gently get this on. Now you notice I have a towel down. That's to protect my couch a little bit from the hairspray. Although I found that this hairspray, if you have a Scotch Guard, doesn't really hurt anything. And I've been told you can use it like a Scotch Guard, but I don't know that I would try. Unless your couch is really old and you don't care about it. So, and you might not think it, but these are fairly hard to tie onto a wig head. Styrofoam heads, they just don't like me. So, can I have that, Asa? What you do is once it's tied on, and you notice it's across the eyes, remember your forehead's a little bit bigger than this styrofoam head's. And then I just kind of pull out the hairs across where it's going to separate. And I brush it out as much as I can with my fingers as opposed to the comb, because the comb pulls it out.
Really good.
So, across here, just kind of pull it out. There we go. Now, since the hair, and it depends on how you want to do this, you can actually do this pretty much straight up and just have his hair kind of straight up into the side a little bit. Or you can do like I do, and I spike mine. And I use, and most people use these, got to be glued. You notice I have two cans of hairspray. It's not because you need that much. I have like a half of one here that hasn't been used yet, so it'll probably run out on us. Also, when you go to your convention, make sure to have this stuff with you. This got to be glued. It's like a spiking gel. And it looks different. I couldn't find the old stuff, so I'm guessing that this is the same stuff with a new label. It's not. Alright, I'm going to do a little test with this while we start brushing things out, because I totally thought that was the same stuff, just in a different pack. It feels like the same stuff, it's just not white. It used to be white, so I'm going to put some in my own hair and spike it out. Thank you, Asa, for the help. So I start from the back when I'm styling, and I'm actually going to pull some of this out. Now, I don't, this one's been kind of pre-cut. When you're cutting, and I can't find my scissors, I've lost them. No, I know where they are. Never mind, I might go get them in a second. You cut that way, like that, so that it doesn't look straight across. Now these, I don't really bother to cut up the top. And this one came pre-cut for the most part. No, thank you. Thank you for the help. So what I do is I start here. Let me feel my hair. Okay, that's the same stuff. It's just, it's clear now instead of white, because it hardens the same way. You can actually use like some of the plumber's glue and stuff too. Just know if you use that, if you mess up, if you don't get it like while it's wet, you won't ever get it out of the wig. Like you can never restyle the wig. So I kind of like this because you can actually wash this stuff out. It takes a little bit of work, but you can wash it out. Hey, so where do you put that styling gel? Over here. So I just start with a piece of hair. I kind of map out how big I want the spikes. And I do spike a few this way because it naturally falls this way. And you can see the cap here. So I spike out a few kind of crazy looking over to the side. And just make sure as you're doing it that it's all pulled out. So I'm going to set this in my lap so I can work with it a bit better. My platform is not a good workspace. And you notice I have a towel here that's to wipe off my hands as I go. So I want those flat down. Alright, there's one. And you just kind of have to work with it and be patient because it's really time consuming. I might get away with leaving those. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and start in the middle here. And this is going to be one that's spiked to the side. So I say I'm just going to cock it over to the side just like that. Don't you eat that. And I just take an itty bitty amount of it. And I rub it on my fingers. And I pull it together just like that. So, you notice I have a towel over here because you want to kind of wipe this off as much as possible. At least for me, I have really sensitive skin, and working with this stuff, if it dries, it makes my skin itchy. It doesn't break me out or anything, but it does make me itch. So, if you have sensitive skin, I might keep a towel on hand. Oh, and let me tell you something. I don't like the smell of this stuff. It stinks so bad, but it works beautifully. So, here's my second spike, and actually I'm going to pull that one into a little bit smaller spike.
We are but four lost circus performers. Is there a village nearby?
And that's actually a little bit much, but that's okay.
Then there will be no one to hear you scream.
And that's my phone, so I better check it. I should do it. So, I'm going to do that real quick.
Singed a bit, were you?
You. Now I have a few little pieces here. I guess I could spike. These little ones. Now you see the front is falling to that side. So what we do? So we take this stuff. And wait. Put her hand up under everything. That's what she said.
Sleep well, I must have to see you in the morning. It was a fine time.
Now then, all we have to do, smooth this part down, and that part, and it's all spiked all across there, and then we take it and we spray the whole thing from a distance.
The real Roberts has been retired 15 years. Then explain the name is the important thing for inspiring necessary things. You see, no one is right west. So we sailed ashore. It was an entirely new crew, and he stayed aboard for a while as first mate. All the time calling me Roberts. Once the crew believed, he left the ship, and I had been Roberts ever since.
And it's done. So when you put the headband on,